new lines?
Oh, what? There's only 4 lines, so you can't have a lot.
There were new alignments in practice today.
So quite honest, there's 3 or 4 guys we were going to give maintenance day, and then they wanted to go, so I just kind of, that's what come out of the hat.
Matt being one of them, because he said he was a little gassed at the end of yesterday.
Matt.
Fred.
Oh, just times during the game. No, he didn't. He only played 15 minutes or something. He had a lot. He's a real fit guy. He's always got lots of energy.
So the other ones didn't want to take the day. They just insisted on.
Yeah, I mean, our schedule's pretty intense here for quite a while. So right till we come back from Nashville, it's basically every other day with a lot of travel, so we gotta be careful.
I gotta ask you about Muzzin. Seemed to struggle a little bit. He scored the goal, but still defensively and with the puck, he seemed like he was struggling a little bit. Would you agree?
A lot.
Is that something he can snap out of, or?
We went through it last year as a young defenseman. There's a lot of pressure on him, and maybe he's not quite prepared for those situations yet. I mean, we see in the playoffs last year where he was a healthy scratch. You're sort of going through that same thing again in terms of you're not going to win very many games if you're a guy who's playing significant minutes and you're a high minus player. So.
Is that just a typical learning curve of a young defenseman?
He got hurt in Colorado. We tried to ramp his training up this summer. He was a very unfit player when we got him last year. We spent a month or so. He was very fortunate to be on an NHL roster and just work on his fitness. So, and then we continued that into it really hurt him in the playoffs, the pace of it, and then he did a really good job this summer of trying to drive it, get better at areas cardiovascularly that we wanted him to, and then he got hurt in Colorado, so he didn't skate for a week, or skate limited, and they didn't have any contact, and I probably shouldn't have played in the first game. Should have bag skated a couple more days there.
Does this mean you bring Marty back on Wednesday?
Pardon?
Does this mean you bring Martinez back on Wednesday?
No, it doesn't mean nothing.
Darryl, I know it's not necessarily just the offensive zone, but if you had keys to sustain forecheck, what would can you take us through a progression?
Keys to it?
Sustain, yeah. How do you get the puck into a proper spot and then?
The most important part is numbers of speed. That's the key. If it's just a chip to nothing or a chase the puck around, it's the key. We're really good at it. We've shown it in probably 3 periods, but it's not it's not always as easy as it looks.
Was Winnipeg's first period the best of that, do you think?
Our third in Minnesota was really good. Our first quite honest, first period and a half in Winnipeg, and then probably the whole third period in Winnipeg were really good. We were good in depending on who was on the ice last night. Our defense had trouble getting the puck. It's a fine line now, if you don't make an attainable pass, it's an icing. Attainable pass used to not be there, and it was a great forecheck. So your defense have to pass pucks on the stick, or else you get to line up back by your goalie.
Last night, Darryl, the forwards, defensemen, seemed like there was a little bit of a separation. They're not connected like 5-man units, like when we see them when things are clicking.
No, you know what, Darryl, our defense is turning pucks over. Very simple. Willie Mitchell and Muzz and Drew and Slava, who are 4 guys that are primarily looked as puck movers. I mean, we're not even close last night. So usually that creates a gap. We want our forwards to get going, which means our defensemen got to get them the puck. If they don't get them the puck, then there's a gap there, and then there's guys standing around. and then you're you're playing in your own zone, and that's most of that is a result of after we had the puck on our stick.
Last week, chatted about the shallower nets. You know, you were still trying to gauge how it would affect the game. Have you seen any type of effect on the game whatsoever?
I've seen a zero effect today in 3 games. Zero.